to critical radius of insulation, added insulation increases heat loss, convection heat loss is less than conduction heat loss, added insulation decreases heat loss, heat flux decreases. The answer is added insulation increases heat loss. Up to critical radius of insulation, added insulation increases heat loss. Critical radius concept is very important for the competitive examination. So first point is critical radius for the cylinder is K divided by H, for sphere is 2K divided by H. From this graph, we have 3 more points, that is at a critical radius, we have maximum heat loss and the resistance is minimum at this point. And in this area, in this region, the convection is more. So the electrical wires are designed below the critical radius and the steam pipes are designed above the critical radius, because for the steam pipe the heat loss should be minimum, so they are designing above the critical radius. For electrical wires, for carrying the higher current, it is designed below the critical radius for carrying the higher current. Next question is, if the radius of any current carrying wire is less than the critical radius, then the addition of electrical insulation will enable the wire to carry a higher current, because the thermal resistance of the insulation is reduced, the thermal resistance of the insulation is increased, the heat loss from the wire would decrease, the heat loss from the wire would increase. The answer is the heat loss from the wire would increase. If the radius of any current carrying wire is less than the critical radius, then the addition of electrical insulation will enable the wire to carry a higher current, because the heat loss from the wire would increases. As I already said, the electrical wires are designed below the critical radius. From the question, if you see, the wire is less than the critical radius, okay, so this is the region. If we add the electrical insulation, okay, so for example I will take this area, okay, so this is my wire. If I am adding the insulation material, so the heat loss increases, okay, so the current carrying capacity of wire is parallelly increases, okay. The next question is the Poisson's equation, the general conduction heat transfer applied to the case steady state heat conduction with heat generation, steady state heat conduction without heat generation, unsteady state heat conduction without heat generation, unsteady state heat conduction with heat generation. The answer is steady state heat conduction with heat generation. The Poisson equation, the general conduction heat transfer applies to the case steady state heat conduction with heat generation. Some tip is the general heat transfer equation is dou square T divided by dou x square, dou square T divided by dou y square plus dou square T divided by dou s square plus q dot divided by k equal to 1 divided by alpha, that is thermal diffusivity dou T divided by dou tau. Diffusion equation, okay, so it is unsteady with no heat generation. The no heat generation, this term is 0, so this and this is available, okay, so that is del square T equal to 1 divided by alpha dou T by dou tau. This is diffusion equation. Diffusion equation is unsteady with no heat generation, okay. So here unsteady state conduction without heat generation is diffusion equation. Then Poisson equation and Laplace equation is for steady state conditions. Poisson equation is steady state with a heat generation, okay, so that is this term is 0, so you will get del square T plus q dot divided by k equal to 0, that is Poisson equation. Laplace equation is steady state without heat generation, okay, so only del square T equal to 0. From the question, if you see Poisson equation, so Poisson equation is steady state with heat generation, so steady state with heat generation, the option A is correct. Next question is 3-dimensional steady state heat conduction equation without internal heat generation and constant thermoconductivity is known as Laplace equation, Poisson equation, Fourier equation, diffusion equation. The answer is Laplace equation. three-dimensional steady-state heat conduction equation without internal heat generation and constant thermal conductivity is known as Laplace equation. So the Laplace equation is what? Steady state without heat generation. As per the question, steady state heat conduction without internal heat generation. So the answer is Laplace equation. Next question is, as the temperature increases, the thermoconductivity of a gas increases, decreases, remain constant, increases up to a certain temperature and then decreases. The answer is increases. As the temperature increases, the thermoconductivity of a gas increases. Tip is, for gases, thermoconductivity is directly proportional to temperature. For liquid and solid, thermoconductivity is inversely proportional to temperature. For non-metallic solids, thermoconductivity is directly proportional to temperature. Thermoconductivity for pure metal is greater than alloy. Okay, as per the question, as the temperature increases for the gas, okay, so for the gas, as the temperature increases, thermoconductivity also increases because it is directly proportional. Next question is, in which of the following cases transmissions of heat is smallest? Solid, alloys, gases, liquids. The answer is gases. Okay, in which of the following cases transmission of heat is smallest? The transmissions of heat is smallest in gases. Okay, so because this is the order of thermoconductivity. First one is non-metallic crystals, then pure metals, then metal alloys, then non-metallic solids, then liquid, then insulator, then gases. Okay, so gases have least thermoconductivity, so transmissions of heat is smallest in gases. Next question is, which one of the following is electrically most conductive? Okay, copper, silver, aluminum, gold. The answer is silver. Which one of the following is electrically most conductive? The answer is silver. So tip is, so just try to remember this order. Okay, so this is the order, decreasing order of thermal conductivity from diamond to ferron. Okay, so this is the decreasing order of thermal conductivity, but in the question they have asked electrically most conductive. Okay, but I am saying thermal conductivities. Okay, so because as per the Wiedemann-Franz law, the material that is the thermal conductivity is directly proportional to electrical conductivity. So they have asked electrically most conductive is also thermally most conductive. So I am considering here thermal conductivity order. Okay, so from here if you see diamond, silver, copper, gold, aluminum. Okay, the highest thermal conductivity material is what? Diamond is not available here, so second one is silver. Okay, so silver is the answer. It having high thermal conductivity, so it is also electrically most conductive. Next question is, which of the following is expected to have highest thermal conductivity? Water, melting ice, solid ice, steam. The answer is solid ice. Which of the following is expected to have highest thermal conductivity? The answer is solid ice, because the solid form. Okay, so the thermal conductivity for the solid is greater than liquids, is greater than insulator, then gases. Okay, so here the first solid form have higher thermal conductivity. So the water, all the four are different shades of the water. So solid ice have highest thermal conductivity because it is in solid form. Okay. Next question is, thermal conductivity of a substance is temperature dependent, independent of temperature, a strong function of the pressure, independent of pressure. The answer is temperature dependent. Okay, thermal conductivity of a substance is temperature dependent. Next question is thermal conductivity of water first increases with the temperature, then decreases with the temperature, increases steadily with the temperature, decreases with the temperature, does not depends on temperature. Okay, so the answer is first increases with the temperature, then decreases with the temperature. Okay, the thermoconductivity of water first increases with temperature, then decreases with temperature. Okay, so as per the formula I have given, the thermal conductivity for liquid and solid is inversely proportional to temperature, except water. Water, the thermal conductivity increases first and then decreases. Okay, if you see this graph, you will get the clear idea about thermal conductivity with respect to temperature. Which mode of heat transfer does not need a material medium? Conduction, convection, radiation, convection and radiation. The answer is radiation. Which mode of heat transfer does not need a material medium? The answer is radiation. Okay. So if you see this images, okay, conduction can occur. Okay, so in solid only one mode, that is conduction. In gas we have two modes, radiation, conduction or convection. In vacuum, that is one mode, that is radiation. Okay, so does not need a material medium. Radiation only occurs without, that is radiation heat transfer only take place without any material medium. So the answer is radiation. Next question is conduction take place due to temperature gradients in a medium which is not vacuum, in a fluid medium only, in solid only in stationary medium. The answer is in a medium which is not vacuum. Conduction takes place due to temperature gradient in a medium which is not vacuum. Okay, so as already said, that is conduction take place in solid and gas mediums but not in vacuum. Okay, so that is the answer. Conduction take place due to temperature gradient in a medium which is not vacuum and take place in the other medium. Next question is most metals are good conductors of heat because of energy transport due to molecular vibration, migration of neutrons from hot end to cold end, lattice defects such as dislocations, presence of free electrons and a frequent atomic collision. The answer is presence of free electrons and a frequent atomic collision. Most metals are good conductors of heat because of presence of free electrons and a frequent atomic collision. Tip is for liquid, molecular collision and molecular diffusion occurs. Okay, for solid, lattice vibration and flow of free electrons. Next question is a composite slab has two layers of different materials having thermal conductivities K1 and K2. If each layer has the same thickness, then what is the equivalent thermal conductivity of the slab? Okay, so the options are given. The answer is D. Okay, so that is 2 K1 K2 divided by K1 plus K2. The solution is, that is the equivalent resistance R equal to R1 plus R2. So for the slab, that is wall, 2L by Ka equal to L1 by K1 A1 plus L2 by K2 A2. Okay, so considering the similar area, so cancel it, you will get final equivalent K equal to 2 K1 K2 divided by K1 plus K2. The option D is correct. And the last question is, which of the following expression gives the thermal resistance for heat conduction through a hollow sphere of radius R1 and R2? Okay, so the options are given. The answer is C. R2 minus R1 divided by 4 pi K R1 R2. So the following expression gives the thermal resistance for heat conduction through a hollow sphere of radius R1 and R2 is R2 minus R1 divided by 4 pi K R1 into R2. Tip is for heat conduction. Okay, so for hollow sphere the resistance is 1 by 4 pi K R2 minus R1 divided by R1 into R2. So here they have given. So and in a simpler form, 4 pi R1 and R2 can be written as root of A1 into A2. Okay, so the heat conduction equation Q equal to can be written as, that is delta T divided by R. Substitute here, instead of R you will get K into root of A1 A2 delta T divided by R2 minus R1. Okay, so all the best. See you soon in the next video.